Hey, welcome to Future Technos. This is the Samsung Galaxy Tab S11, one of two new flagship tablets that Samsung launched in Berlin last week. Now, this is the smaller model S11 with an 11-inch screen. The other one is the bigger, much bigger Tab S11 Ultra with a 14.6-inch screen. Most of the differences between the two tablets come down to physical size. The Ultra is much bigger, so it has a bigger screen with more pixels. It has a bigger battery and it also weighs a little bit more, and it has a higher maximum RAM and storage. But other than that, in terms of basic overall use, in terms of the chip powering the tablets or the software running everything or the AI features, performance between the Tab S11 and S1 Ultra are going to be very similar. So that means even though I am only testing the smaller model this year, I think I will have a pretty good idea of how the S11 Ultra handles. So you can consider this a review of the S11 Ultra too if you want, or you can just watch an S11 Ultra review. So there's a lot to like with the S11 here. I think this 11-inch screen size may actually be more practical for 90% of consumers. An 11-inch screen is large enough, and this is a more compact size. Obviously, this tablet is very thin. It measures only 5.4 mm or about 0.22 in for Americans, and it weighs almost exactly 1 lb. So it's very portable and very easy to handle. The Tab Ultra. I haven't touched the S11 Ultra, but I tested the Ultra 2 years ago. And it is a little bit unwieldy to hold one hand because it is much larger. Like, it stretches so far out. The weight distribution, it's not as nice as the S11. Now, the S11 starts at $800 in the US and in Hong Kong, 6,288 Hong Kong dollars. For that price, you get not just the tablet, but also the S Pen stylus. So, I think that adds some value proposition to Samsung tablets because just about every other tablet I've tested, the stylus, it's a separate purchase. But here you do get the Stylus S Pen with the package. Now for that $800 price, you get 256 gigs of base storage with 12 gigs of RAM. It maxes out at 512 storage and 12 gigs of RAM. The Ultra variant gets up to 16 gigs of RAM. The chipset here, it's a MediaTek Dimensity 9400 Plus. This is MediaTek's highest tier chip right now. It launched just about 5 months ago, so it's very new. 3nm architecture is absolutely a flagship chip designed to go against the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite. So, in terms of performance, you won't have to worry. The MediaTek Dimensity 9400 Plus, along with 12 gigs of RAM, is more than powerful enough to run any app that you're going to install on the Tab S11, including any game from the Google Play Store and even editing videos. So, I have edited some videos on LumaFusion. I'm able to put multiple 4K videos, multiple layers in like a 5-6 minute clip. Scrub through the timeline without any lag, and I'm able to render the footage in under 2 minutes for a 5-6 minute clip. That's pretty fast. Now, as for the overall tablet design, there's really not that much to talk about. This is designed just like every other tablet that you have seen. So, you have an aluminum unibody design along with a screen on the front. What sets the S11 apart from other Android tablets that I usually test is that number one, you have a OLED panel 2K resolution. This is still kind of rare in a lot of Android tablets. A lot of the tablets I test are LCD panel, so it's nice to have a 120Hz OLED panel here that gets up to 1,600 nits of brightness, so you can definitely see it even outdoors like right now. However, I do wish the display had that anti-reflective coating that the S25 Ultra has or the new iPad or the new Xiaomi Hi Tier 2 tablet has, because right now outdoors, the glare problem is quite bad. But it's not unique to this tablet. That's like 90% of tablets. I've just gotten used to the ones with the anti-G glare reflection screen, and I want that on everything I test. The other part of the S11 that stands out from other tablet is that it has an IND display fingerprint reader right here that is very fast and accurate. The fact it has an ultrasonic scanner does make it a little bit more practical than an optical scanner. So number one, you don't have a light shining through the screen in a dark room that's quite distracting. And number two, even if your finger is a little bit oily, let's say you're eating the hamburger, you can still unlock probably without any issues. You cannot say that with an optical scanner. Now, this tablet does come with a keyboard, but it is a separate purchase. But the good news is the keyboard this year, it's only retailing for about $100. Because if you remember the previous Samsung tablets I've tested, the first-party official keyboard retail for like $300. And I thought that price was ridiculous. Like a keyboard, $300, so $100 is a much better deal, but you do lose some features. So number one, you no longer have a trackpad. You just have a keyboard, so you do have to use your finger or the stylus to maneuver around the UI without a trackpad. And then number two, there's no longer a flap on the back that protects the S Pen. Previously, I like Samsung tablets because you could store the S Pen on the back and there's a little flap that covered it. Now you have to store the S Pen on the top of the tablet like every other tablet out there. I've never been a big fan of this because when I put the tablet in and out of my backpack, I find out this gets knocked off very easily. And you know, I'm someone who flies a lot. When I'm going to airport security and I'm taking out my tablet in and out of my bag, I don't want the tablet flying off in security line. Like, I'm always paranoid I'm going to lose a stylus when I'm going through airport security, because you have a 13MP camera here. And the Ultra tablet has an extra ultra-wide camera, which to me is useless. Like, you have a tablet, you're not going to use a tablet as a camera. And no matter how good a tablet camera is, it's not going to be better than our phone cameras anyway. So to me, it's pointless. As long as the cameras are functional, they're more than good enough. And to me, both the front-facing camera and the rear-facing camera, they're more than okay enough. At the front-facing camera, you're not going to be taking selfies with this to post on Instagram. Instead, you'll be doing video calls with it, and I think it is perfectly fine. Alright, so you're watching front-facing camera footage right now, shot with the Samsung Galaxy Tab S11. How do I look right now? How do I sound? But overall, in terms of the tablet hardware and the keyboard accessory, everything works as advertised, but it's also at the same time nothing special or nothing unique that stands out from the pack. Instead, what sets the S11 apart from other tablets out there, like the iPad or other Android tablet, is that this has Galaxy AI, which is, in my opinion, the best collection of AI features around. I've been saying this for a few years, ever since the S24 phone series came out. I feel like Samsung's S24, S25 phones, they don't necessarily have better hardware than other Chinese Android phones I test, but they have a much more well-rounded, fully functional, capable list of AI features. And all of that is here. So, you have generative AI photo editing, and I think Samsung's generative AI photo editing is the best in class. It just allows me to do more editing, like remove stuff, of generate an entire new chunk of a person's face, which an iPhone would not dare to do. Okay, so check this out. This is an old photo of me from several years ago. This dog is blocking my face, and now I'm just going to draw around the dog. I'm going to move him to the left a little bit, and I'm going to generate. So this part of my face is completely blocked out. So now Samsung's AI is going to generate pixels to fill in my face. I mean, look at it. It looks pretty good. This kind of looks like me. So Samsung generated an entire chunk of my face right here. This is AI creation, and other Android phones do not do as well. If you're trying to erase something from a photo or remove a background, Samsung's generative AI just works better than, say, Xiaomi or Vivo's offering. There's also live two-way translation that you can type or say any word and translate it or interpret it to another language immediately in real time, and also sketch to image, which is one of my favorite features that only Samsung offers. Well, I think Techno offers it too, but it is here. So I can do a crude stretch and either turn it into something that resembles a legit piece of art, or I can sketch onto a real-life photo and add something that's kind of realistic looking. Like I've said before, the act of doctoring a photo, manipulating a photo by drawing, adding stuff to it via AI, it's kind of divisive. A lot of people think it's very bad. And I kind of see that point because you're twisting reality. At the same time, a lot of people do enjoy